Every day early in the morning when the sunlight rises, coming to the bar, footsteps softly sound around the corner. Mr. Grouter walking with the dog. Coat collar up, warm against the weather, got his captain's cap around in place. Daylight brings and the mist is a little, just another new day. You can see it on his face. Going back to Louisiana one of these days when I'm able and the weather is clear. Back to Louisiana one of these days, but till then I'm gonna stay right here. Until then I'm gonna stay right here. Never made much money in the money world. Never learned to read or write so well. Never had a book. You couldn't read the ballad, but he could see fine just as clear as a bell. We used to work a job in the shipyard docks when years ago he was a younger man. Changes came, they left him stranded, put him out of walking with time on his hands. I'm going back to Louisiana one of these days when I'm able and the weather is clear. Back to Louisiana one of these days, but till then I'm gonna stay right here. Until then I'm gonna stay right here. Going back to Louisiana one of these days when I meet around the weather is clear. Going back to Louisiana one of these days, but till then I'm gonna stay right here. Until then I'm gonna stay right here. So every day early in the morning with his best friend Curly walking by his side, thinking about family relations away down south is a mighty long ride. Good morning, Mr. Grouter, tell me how you doing, it's a mighty fine day with the sun so bright. Tell me, have you got any plans for the future? Well, I'm gonna take a trip if it works out right. I'm going back to Louisiana one of these days when I'm able and the weather is clear. Back to Louisiana one of these days, but till then I'm gonna stay right here. Until then I'm gonna stay right here. Well, I just came home with a head full of pictures and I can't see. They wake me up screaming in the middle of the night and make them go away, and I might start drinking and I might not stop. I might cross over that line. I just wanna get drunk and stay that way all the time. a head full of pictures and you don't wanna know. You don't wanna know. Hanging in the air right in front of my face everywhere I go. Where I go, and I might start opening and I might stop. I might cross over that line, and I might do something I might regret sometime. Nobody should have pictures in the head like I do. Nobody should have pictures in the head like me. Giving back to the people that wanna do the war. I don't wanna see him anymore. Now I'm living my life with a head full of pictures from now on. From now on, and I can't make love to the world anymore because they're too strong. They're too strong. And I might get crazy and I might mess up. I might cross over that line, and I might do something I might regret sometime. Now who gave me this head full of pictures? Well, I think I know. I think I know some big shot sitting in a padded chair where the money's on flow. Money's on flow, and I might start thinking and I might get smart. I might cross over that line, and I might do something about it sometime. Nobody should have pictures in the head like I do. Nobody should have pictures in the head like me. Giving back to the people that wanted the war. I don't want to see him anymore. Okay, this song is called Heroes and Survivors, and it's the story of two displaced, diaspored people, one coming to the aid of another. Well, I'll tell you a story. All good friends of mine are the heroes and survivors of a terrible time. Two great peoples, separated by the sea, joined in understanding of a great calamity. Oh, great calamity. 1831, it was the darkness of their years. Andrew Jackson drove the Choctaw on the Trail of Tears, with a sailor and the rifle on a 1,000-mile drive to the land of Oklahoma. Only half would survive. Only half would survive. They called it a reservation. It was a cave without a wire. Well, 100 years later, the Germans would admire, surrounded by a stick that held the lock and key to the vision of their future and their free humanity. Oh, their free humanity. Half the world away in the emerald Irish land, famine stalked the countryside with doom on every hand. Starvation, desperation, driven to extremes, they died in grass, their mouths stained with green. Oh, their mouths stained with green. And it was the British Empire that held the lock and key to to their island reservation and their free humanity across the hungry countryside. They walk a trail of tears through death and immigration. Half the people disappeared. Half the people disappeared. News travels fast when it goes from hand to hand all across the mighty ocean to the Oklahoma land. And when the Choctaw heard the story of the Irish and their plight, they knew they were related, though their skins were red and white. Though their skins were red and white. And though their hands were nearly empty, and their lands were nearly bare, they collected all the money that they thought that they could spare, and they sent it off to Ireland. Unknown new friends, $700. It was a fortune to them then. It was a fortune to them. Now you may wonder at my story, you may marvel it is the worth, but I tell you there is goodness in the people of the earth, and I tell you there is beauty in the darkness of the days, and a light to come shining, blow the darkness all away, blow the darkness all away. Took a bus to Broadway to see the street lights shine, the rustle of the windy breeze in the shadows of my mind, the feeling like a stranger in my own hometown. I nodded up my car all around, walking around. Oh, stranger, can't you see there's a stranger in me? Open up the door, be a stranger anymore. Oh, stranger, can't you see there's a stranger in me? Open up the door, be a stranger anymore. Well, lately I've been thinking about the holes inside of me, and what it takes to fill them up and keep them company. Everybody needs to know the difference it can make. Such a step in this position, it's hard to break. Oh, stranger, can't you see there's a stranger in me? Open up the door, be a stranger anymore. Oh, stranger, can't you see there's a stranger in me? Open up the door, be a stranger anymore. Last time I saw your face, you were turning it away. My mouth was empty, there was nothing I could see. With you away in your world, and me away in mine, we could have crossed it over, but we never took the time. Oh, stranger, can't you see there's a stranger in me? Open up the door, be a stranger away in mine. Oh, stranger, can't you see there's a stranger in me? Open up the door, be a stranger anymore. crossroads. Whichever way you go, somebody will be waiting. Maybe somebody you should know. Everybody is a stranger here, wrapped in our disguise. We find faces from the mirror of our eyes. Oh, stranger, can't you see there's a stranger in me? Open up the door. Be a stranger in one. Oh, stranger, can't you see there's a stranger in me? Open up the door. Be a stranger in one. Go.
I hadn't heard it for a long time, and it was done by the New Lost City Ramblers, and great old group with Mike Seeger, half brother of Pete Seeger.
New Lost City Ramblers. Anyway, this is Roving Gambler. F. Yeah. Can you? Well, I am a roving gambler, travel all around, and every place I see a deck of cards, lay my money down. Lay my money down, lay my money down, every place I see a deck of cards, I lay my money down. Well, I have not a penny in Frisco, many mornings and three, when I fell in love with a pretty little girl, and she fell in love with me. Took me to her parlor, called me with the band, I whispered low in her mother, you see, I love the gambling man, I love the gambling man, I love the gambling man. Well, she whispered low in her mother, you see, I love the gambling man. Daughter, oh dear daughter, how can you treat me so? Leave dear old mother with the gambler go. Mother, oh dear mother, you know I love you well, but the love I have with the gambler man, no human tongue can't tell. Human tongue can't tell. Human tongue can tell. Yes, I love I have with the gambler man, no human tongue can't tell. Frisco, I gambled up in Maine, now I'm going back to Georgia to gamble my last game. Gamble my last game, gamble my last game. Yes, I'm going back to Georgia to gamble my last game. Seattle since 1971. I'm from California originally. And I got here the long way around. Came here via New York. Actually, we'll do a New York song first. A.
Sure.
I had a series of rooftops that I lived on when I got to New York. A couple of closets. And the stairwell of the YMCA right up there at the top of the elevator shaft. And I wrote this song one afternoon in 1970. It's a dark, distant hour. You come a long way. This is no time to be up on your feet. There's no place that's hidden that isn't forbidden, and no one allows for a bed on the street. Keeping late hours, walking the streets, New York till sunset, morning till dawn. To get there was easy, the highway was clear. The sign told you welcome, the water was free. So now you just wait for the snow to melt and the man to come to present you. Keeping late hours, walking the streets, New York till sunset, morning till dawn. So you walk in, you wonder, has there been a mistake? Maybe they don't know that you're here. Then you see the old timers, the day-to-day minds, and you know it's just like that all through the year. Keeping late hours, walking the streets, New York till sunset, morning till dawn. Feel in your pocket, the feeling is bad. The money you have is all gone and all spent. And the people you knew who said to come by, but who really knows where they all went? Keeping late hours, walking the streets, New York till sunset, morning till dawn. Oh, do you think about leaving? Do you wish you could go? Does it cross your mind you should never have come? You soon understand you must leave as you are, and you'll just have to walk, 'cause it's too far. Keeping late hours, walking the streets, New York till the sunset, morning till dawn. Keeping late hours, walking the streets, New York till the sunset, morning till dawn. Anyway, got to Seattle in 1971. I watched it happen, do what it did over the years. So, E minors and D. So this was ending. Now, when I first came to Seattle, it was barely bigger than a small town. With the evergreen trees growing up and the good rain coming down, it looked so innocent then. You'd never dreamed to take a glance at all those baby billionaires just waiting for their chance. Now a penny makes a nickel, makes a dime, makes a dollar, makes a kindergarten CEO wanna jump up and holler, turns a software magician with a fine and friendly face into a planetary predator with his fingers all over the place. We used to call it Seattle. Julie Sound, we used to call it Seattle. Now we call it PaulAllen Town. Now, Seattle was Duwamish, but that was Indian affairs, and so they turned him into a drinking fountain down in Pioneer Square. And the mountain was Tahoma, but that made their minds go blank. So they called it Rainier, and that became a bank, and the bank became a magnet for the money and the flash. And the mountain made of nature became a mountain made of cash, and the little baby billionaires broke out of their padded cells. And the little town got real big, and everything went to hell. We used to call it Seattle. To the Puget Sound, we used to call it Seattle. Now we call it PaulAllen Town. Good morning. PaulAllen made his first billions in the Microsoft days, and then he multiplied those billions and he gave himself a raise. And he gazed out into distances as far as he could see. And everywhere he looked, he saw an opportunity, and he waved his wallet. But like a scepter and a sword, he said, "There's nothing next to God that this wallet can't afford. Move over, Mr. Yester. Step aside and take a bow. My name is PaulAllen. This is my town now. We used to call it Seattle. To the Puget Sound, we used to call it Seattle. Now we call it PaulAllen Town." You like sports? He'll build you a stadium or two, and he'll do it with your money too. He owns Lake Union. He owns the EMP. He owns half the city council, but he don't own me. You want to fondle your portfolio? You have come to the right place. You like high rise? Go get yourself a condo with a happy face, with a Starbucks on every corner, and your own cash machine. Now I know what they mean when they call it Evergreen. We used to call it Seattle. To the Puget Sound, we used to call it Seattle. Now we call it PaulAllen Town. Yeah. Well, they say PaulAllen plays a mean guitar, but I don't think that's right. I think that poor guitar is just angry because he ain't treating it right. Like some adolescent ego with his billfold overblown. He thinks he can just go out and buy himself a rock star of his own. Jimi Hendrix on his bended knees up on Broadway on the bronze. He still can't figure out what went wrong. Playing the Star-Spangled Banner in a blown-out purple haze. Now he lives in a digital museum and his fans are all half crazed. We used to call it Seattle. To the Puget Sound, we used to call it Seattle. Now we call it PaulAllen Town. Big money likes to strut around just showing off its stuff. And we're all supposed to love it. We're not supposed to call it bluff. Just buy you a ticket, take your chance, and keep your place on it. And maybe they'll throw you down a few crumbs from time to time. They say the road to hell is paved with all the best intentions. Hypnotized and dazzled by the latest slick inventions, like a deer in the headlights, trying to catch a ride. Well, it can be a big surprise when you reach the other side. We used to call it Seattle. To the Puget Sound, we used to call it Seattle. Now we call it. We used to call it Seattle. To the Puget Sound, we used to call it Seattle. Now we call it PaulAllen Town. This is one of those good Oh, she's a good bird, and she walks as she flies, and she hollers cuckoo until the 4th day of July. Don't do things a log cabin up on a mountain so high, so see all the people as they go passing by. Well, sometimes, well, I'm there. What makes the women love men? And then sometimes, well, I'm there. What makes the men love them? Oh, she's a pretty bird, and she warbles as she flies, and she never hollers until the 4th day of July.
He said he was
Well, I played cards in England, and I played cards in Spain, and I bet you $10 that I can beat you next game. Jack of diamonds, well, I know you home. You have her on my 4 pockets, but they're silver and they're gold. Oh, she's a good girl, and don't I wish she were mine? She'd never drink water, she would only drink wine.
a song called Skimmereene. Oh, Father dear, I oft times hear you sing of Erin's Isle. Her lofty hills, her valleys green, her mountains rude and wild. It seems to be a lovely land wherein a king might dwell. Ah, why did you abandon her? The reason to me tell. Ah, son, I loved our native land with energy and pride, until a blight came o'er the land and the sheep and cattle died. The taxes they all were to pay, them I could not redeem, and that's the cruel reason why I left old Skimmereene. How well I do remember now the year of 48, and the people rose upon the land to fight against their fate. We were hunted through the mountains as traitors to the Queen, and that's another reason why I left old Skimmereene. How well I do remember now that drear December day, when the landlord and the sheriff came to drive us all away. They set our roof afire with their cruel and yellow spleen, and that's another reason that we left old Skimmereene. Oh, Father dear, a day will come when vengeance it will call, and folks of freedom everywhere will gather one and all. I'll be the man to lead the van, all under a flag of green, and proudly I will raise the cry, revenge for Skimmereene. You can clap. So that song apparently was written in New York City, interestingly enough, by an immigrant. We're talking here with Jack about some Irish history when, you mentioned De Valera. When De Valera finally died, Fidel Castro was told that the Irish revolutionary Eamon de Valera has died. And Castro said, what kind of revolutionary lives to be 90 years old?
Well, he should talk. He's going to live to be 90.
He's going to live to be 90 himself.
Early in the evening, we go walking in the park in the evening. Early walking in the dark of the evening. Just she and me. See the way the moon flies, like a kite up in the night skies, shining on the Gasworks parked by the Union Sea. Oh, there's a sign in the water, says don't go in the water. There's something in the water that they don't want you to get on your skin. Oh, but the lights of the city make it look so pretty. And one of these days we're gonna be a city. And there is little to be what it appears to be. It's an illusory situation. You can do anything, be anyone, get your mind undone. It's a simple equation, and it's a tiny spark in the Gasworks park. Oh, in the time that I was born, well, they got up every morning. We went to work, came home in the evening, and it was always the same. I could have followed in the footsteps, don't know why I did, but something in my thinking wouldn't allow me to jump on that train. And there is little to be what it appears to be. It's an illusory situation. You can do anything, be anyone, get your mind undone. It's a simple equation. It's a tiny spark in the Gasworks park. So early in the evening, we go walking in the park in the evening, doing a little talking in the dark of the evening, just she and me. Ghost bikes, ghost bikes, ghost bikes, ghost bicycles, all over town, dangerous streets, run to town, memorialized among the stars, wildflowers on your handlebars, ghost bikes, bicycles, as free as a breeze. And what could be more humane than these? Like pedal birds, and that's what they are. You don't stand a chance against a car. Ghost bikes, ghost bikes. This country was built on petroleum wheels, factory whistles and business deals. You could be a trader to the bottom line. You know they don't even see you till it's too late sometimes. Ghost bikes, ghost bikes, ghost bikes, ghost bikes. Somebody got hit on a Saturday night. They took a bicycle and they painted it white. Now it's a ghost. An epitaph, keepsakes in a photograph. Could have been somebody that you almost knew. Could have been you. Ghost bikes, ghost bikes. A long time ago, somebody invented a wheel. Somebody else said, well, this is going to be a big deal. Humanity is going to have to decide whether to asphyxiate itself or go out for a ride. Ghost bikes. Ghost bikes. Ghost bikes. Ghost bikes. You want to change the world, do it one step at a time. Get out of that dinosaur and leave it behind. Ghost bikes. So write a poem, sing a song. Life goes on, so get back on. And ride for everybody who has ever ridden before. Ride some more. Ghost bikes. Ghost bikes. Ghost bikes. I thought I saw a ghost. Ghost bikes. I thought I saw a ghost bike.
So here's another song. It's called "The Wind That Shakes the Barley," and it was written in the 19th century by Robert Dwyer Joyce. No relation to James Joyce, but he was a doctor, physician, as is David McClanahan here, and he was a political activist and a rebel, as is Dr. McClanahan. And this may have been written in Boston, because he had to flee Ireland at the height of British intolerance, and he eventually went back to Ireland to die. But while he was in Boston, he wrote poetry. He wrote a beautiful interpretation of the legend of Deirdre, great Irish legend, and he presented a copy of the book he wrote to Oscar Wilde when Oscar Wilde visited Boston. But anyway, it's a beautiful song called "The Wind That Shakes the Barley," and it's about the Revolution of 1798. I sat within the valley green, I sat me with me true love, my poor heart torn the two between, the old love and the new love. The old thought I knew that made me think on Ireland dearly, as oft the wind blew down the glen and shook the golden barley. Oh, hard it was the words to frame, to break the tie that bound us, but harder still to bear the chains of foreign chains around us. And so I said, the Highland glen I'll seek in morning early, and joined the bold united men as the soft wind shook the barley. Oh, sad I kissed away her tears, my warm arms round her flinging, when a foeman shot burst on our ears from out to the wild woods ringing. A bullet pierced my true love's heart in life's young spring so early. and on my breast in blood she died, as soft wind shook the barley. But blood for blood without remorse, I've taken at Oolot Hollow, and I've laid my lover's clay cold corpse, where I full soon will follow. And round her grave I wander drear, noon, night, and morning early, with breaking heart whene'er I hear the wind that shakes the barley. Robert Dwyer Joyce.
Anyway, this song's called Lightnin Hopkins, and it tells the story of how I got to meet my hero when I was a kid, was Lightnin. And I got to actually meet him here in Seattle at the Fresh Air Tavern up on Broadway and Pike in 1971. And I sang for him. I took my guitar out and improvised a song about how I heard him for the first time and how I went out and found his records and listened to him and everything. And he grinned. He had these two gold teeth in the front. And he grinned. He always wore these dark sunglasses. So, sat there and grinned. And then he told me his story. I told him a story, and then he told me a story. And it was an exchange. And it was a very important thing for me. Sing the blues like Lightnin Hopkins. I don't care what anybody said. I was 15 years old, riding by the passenger window with my radio up against my head. And that's when I heard it for the first time, cutting into the noise of the car, and my whole world turned upside down. I just had to learn to sing and play guitar. So I got on my bicycle with the high-rise handlebars, and I would ride for 20 miles on a run. I got every one of his records I could find back then. I had 11 of them by the time I was done. And I never learned to play the blues. I hope that's alright. I never learned to play the blues, but I could sing and play guitar all night. Years later up in Seattle town, Lightnin came to play 3 nights in a row. I caught up with him early in the dressing room, yes I did. Somehow I just had to let him know. So I took out my guitar and I started playing, and I made him up a song to celebrate about the radio, the car, and all of his records. And I'm glad I was to meet him that night. That's all right. I never learned to play the blues. I can sing and play guitar all night.
Have you ever heard the story of how Ireland got its name? Well, I tell you so you'll understand from whence old Ireland came. No wonder that we love that dear old place across the sea. And here's the way my dear old mother told the tale to me. Sure, a little bit of hand fell from out the sky one day, and it nestled on the ocean in a spot so far away. it sure it looked so sweet and fair. They said, suppose we leave it, for it looks so peaceful there. So they sprinkled it with stars just to make the grass so green. It's the only place you'll find them, no matter where you've been. And they dotted it with silver just to make its lake so grand. And when they had it finished, they called it Ireland.
Well, I was born and raised American, so proud to use that name. Flag of truth and justice, defenders of the same. My eyes were opened by Vietnam, pride was turned to shame. My flag has flown at half-mast ever since. Shout down the wind, with the storm clouds rolling in. You know there must be something done, but you don't know where to begin. Don't give up and don't give in. And if you stand the street again, I'll stand by your side and we'll shout down the wind. Oh, the cartoon vision of Uncle Sam, the snow-white cowboy hat, spreading freedom and democracy on a worldwide righteous path. If it weren't for the dead and dying, it would surely make me laugh. For spreading apple pie from the barrel of a gun. Shout down the wind, of the storm clouds rolling in. You know there must be something done, but you don't know where to begin. Don't give up, don't give in. And if you stand the street again, I'll stand by your side and we'll shout down the wind. I think it's time we took our country back, and I think you feel the same. We become a nation of warlords, always by another name. We'll stand for truth and justice, then let that justice reign. With the standing truth that justice starts within. Shout down the wind, of the storm clouds rolling in. You know there must be something done, but you don't know where to begin. Don't give up and don't give in. And if you stand the street again, I'll stand by your side and we'll shout down the wind, of the storm clouds rolling in. You know there must be something done, but you don't know where to begin. Don't give up and don't give in. And if you stand the street again, I'll stand by your side and we'll shout down the wind. I'll stand by your side and we'll shout down the wind. Thank you.
This is a song. This is one of my favorite new Jim Page songs, and it's. I keep wondering if he's going to ever add another verse because it's kind of short and it's so good. But we're going to do it here. It's called "I Want a New America."
Well, I want a new America. This stuff's getting old. I'm tired of being hungry and I'm tired of being cold. I'm tired of getting lied to. Every time I turn around, I want a new America. Oh, this one's coming down. I want a new America. Yes, you heard me right. It's been so dark, so long, I can't remember what it's like. We've been leaving bloody fingerprints everywhere we go. I want a new America or something's gonna blow. Yes, it's a good idea. Yes, it can be true. I want a new America, and I think you do too. Yes, the change is coming. I can feel it in the wind. I want a new America. It's coming around, Ben. It's coming around. It's coming around, Ben. Yeah. New America. Yes, I want a new America. One where I can be proud, where I can hold my head up and I can say it right out loud. I'm tired of making excuses for every mess we make. I want a new America or something's gonna break. I want a new America. We can be better than this. We can learn to shake hands instead of always making a fist. Goodbye to playground bullies. Goodbye to guns and drums. I want a new America, the time has come. Yes, it's a good idea. Yes, it can be true. I want a new America, and I think you do too. Yes, the change is coming. I can feel it in the wind. I want a new America. It's coming around. It's coming around. It's coming around. Yeah. Ain't much to do on a Saturday night except to hang around the streetlights and watch the cars go by. Maybe run into somebody you know and say, hey, you want to go around a corner and get high? Ain't old enough to vote, ain't old enough to drink, but you're old enough to think. Lately been thinking about a dead-end ride. This old town is changing fast. Shiny bright, spit polished mask can't keep the edge inside. And the people in the movie lines, they want a Hollywood fix. Everybody wants you to just disappear or roll over and take your licks. So you play your part, you play your part, you play your part. It's easier to do for somebody else's broken heart. Stumble in, brother, coming down the walk. Slack jaw down, or he can hardly talk. He can barely keep his feet in line. Say, hey there, brother, how you doing? Say, if I was doing much better, I'd be doing just fine. And little sister, she knows all the ropes, all the ins and outs of this endless, friendless block. Seems like everybody's in on a space race, you know, a little white cloud in the right place could help to weather the future shock. And the people in the movie lines, they just want to be entertained. Too much outside reality, it goes against the grain. So you play your part, you play your part, you play your part. It's easier to do for somebody else's broken heart. Teresa got killed just a week ago. You know, I didn't even know until I read it in the news. Somebody got it with a baseball bat, imagine that. All they could recognize was his shoes. Lately I've been thinking about getting out of here, but I can't go home and face that mindless rage. They say you ain't old enough, well I don't know why, because you're sure old enough to die and wind up in the editorial page. And the people in the movie lines, what do they know? If all the world is a stage, and this is just a part of the show. And so you play your part, play your part, play your part. It's easy to do for somebody else's broken. Must have been 50,000 out there. There were farmers, unions rank and file. Every grassroots has its own style. There were big puppets, 2 stories tall. There were drummers drumming in the shopping mall. There were so many people that you couldn't see. How that many people got into the city and the WTOWs too. But we were locked down so they couldn't get through, didn't we? Shut it down, didn't we? November 30th, 99, lockdown at the police line, and they hit me with everything they got. But you ain't moving, like it or not. They're tying your wrist with plastic cuffs, and they're loading you up on a great big bus, and they're taking you down to the naked base. Pepper spraying you right in the face, try to break you down, try to get you to kneel. But you got the unity, and this is for real, and they can't break the spirit that's coming alive. That's the kind of spirit that's bound to survive. Shut it down, didn't we? Now the media loves all the glittering flash. The newspapers talking out a whole lot of trash about the violence of the people in black. And how the cops are so tired they just had to attack. And the secret's hidden in that deep dark hole of what they call City Hall may never be told. The mayor's out doing the spin. Police chief quits, so you can't ask him. Well, they can swear to God and all human law, but I was there and I know what I saw. The visible stains are washed away in the rains, but this old town will never be the same, 'cause didn't we? Shut it down, didn't we? Well, it's the greatest story ever told. David and Goliath. How you be so bold standing up to the giant when the going gets hot and all you got is a slingshot. Well, they tell me that the world turned upside down. You gotta pick it up and shake it, gotta turn it around. You gotta take it apart to rearrange it. I don't want to save the world, I want to change it. And don't let them tell you that it can't be done, 'cause they're gonna be the first ones to run. Just take a little lesson from Seattle town. WTO and how we shut it down, didn't we? Shut it down, didn't we? November 30th, 99. report to the sea. Vietnam War raged on every front page of the country. So I sailed to the warm, faraway shore, with boys no wiser than I, too young to vote, hoping too young to die. Serving time for the crime of being born an American male, where sons become brothers in arms or brothers in jail. Well, perhaps it was love or self-prescribed drugs, or the limbo of lost out at sea, sailing that line beyond reason and right. Frank, Dennis, and me. Resorts and all the open ports, but truth shines later in life, for the plight of the pond it pales in the light of the king. How convenient is the God who would spare not the rod, sent his only child to die, when in the hands of a power intent on his saving a life. I turned 21 years old, coming home from the South China Sea, slapping pink on the rust of the sinking American dream. And did the home fires burn for the hero's return, or was the red carpet rolled to the sea? Where was the parade when democracy was saved by Frank Denison? Seeing my son, we to march to the gun, how his soul would wither and die. I know how that goes, far too long it's been happening in mine. Only the damage done me by the powers that be will never be done unto mine. And may the criminals and foes be exposed by history and time. Dennis and I swore that the Vietnam War would never end. At the moment when honor prevails with justice demanded, and as the names on the wall of Washington Mall await the dead to return from the sea, those veterans still die in the day of time. Frank Dennis and me. Dennis and I swore that the Vietnam War will have ended at the moment when honor prevails with justice demanded. And as the names on the wall of the Washington Mall await the dead to return from the sea, those veterans still die in the day of time. Frank, Dennis, and me. song is for Anitra. Glad you're here. It's called Tent City, and it was written after spending a couple of days out there at Nicholsville, when Nicholsville was in the University District during the big storm winter we had a couple of years back. Nicholsville was named, of course, after the former mayor of Seattle, Greg Nichols. It was his golden opportunity, so Anitra explained it to me, to be the first mayor in American history to publicly, in front of everybody, endorse homeless people's right to organize, be self-sufficient, and pick themselves up. It was. He could have done that. But instead he got mad. So it's called Tent City. Too cold for rainbows, too cold for sun, too cold for downpours, but we gonna get one. You better run for cover, around that flag. Ain't got a raincoat, I got a plastic bag. Come sit down by the fire, it'll do you some good. We're gonna keep it going as long as we got firewood. Too cold to sit down, too cold to stand, too cold to say hello, but I can shake your hand. This is where we live now, so come on in. As long as you ain't looking for trouble, you're welcome, friend. Pull a sleeping bag over it, batten it down. Try to keep it level so you don't roll out on the ground. Living in America, in Tent City. 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 It's just trickling down. Yeah, it's too cold to be living in tents, too cold to camp. Try to stay dry, everything gets damp. Too cold to be living outside, you can tell it to the cops. Ain't got no other place to go, and the weather won't stop. Take a letter to the mayor, deliver it for me. Tell him we'd all like to see him down here, keep good company. Yeah, it's too cold. What you gonna do? Gotta live somewhere, and you know it's true. I can't pay the mortgage, I can't afford the rent. After food and bus fare, my money's just about all spent. Take a message to the man, whisper it in his ear. Tell him until we see some changes, we're gonna stay right here. Living in America, in Tent City, Sacramento. Living in America, in Tent City, Dignity Village. Living in America, in Tent City, Nicholsville. Living in America, in Tent City, all over the place. So we're going to finish up with this song. And thank you very much for coming out and hanging around. And support the Post. Come down to the Post. This is a very, very cool place to be and to play. Joe Martin, myself, Jim Page. And we'll finish up with this. Freight train, going so fast. Oh, please don't tell what train I'm on. So don't know where I'm going. Now when I die, bury me at the end of Chestnut Street, so I can see old number 9 as she goes rolling by. One more time, Joe. Now when I'm dead and in my grave, no more good times will I crave. Just place a stone at my head and feet. Tell them all I'm gonna get some meat. Yeah, freight train, going so fast. Freight train, going so fast. Oh, please don't tell the train I'm on. So don't know where I'm going to the switching yard now. Yeah, we'll change the train. On the right train now, here we go. That's right. Coming into the station. My turn now. Everybody.
A little breeze on that B part. Okay, B part.
So there you have it.